What would you do if friendship turned into envy and love turned into violence? A girl who once felt invisible finally found a way to be seen, but it cost 4 innocent lives. This is the story of Christine Paolilla, the teenager behind the Clear Lake murders, and how a bullied high school girl became responsible for one of Texas's most disturbing crimes. Christine Paolilla was just 17 years old, growing up in Texas and desperately trying to fit in. She suffered from alopecia, a condition that caused her to lose her hair at a young age. At school, she wore wigs to hide it, but the teasing never stopped. Students whispered behind her back, some mocked her openly. Christine learned early what it felt like to be isolated, embarrassed, and unwanted. That pain quietly shaped who she was becoming. Everything began to change when Christine befriended 2 popular girls at her school, Tiffany Rowell and Rachel Colorutis. Unlike others, they were kind to her. They helped her pick out clothes, taught her how to do makeup, and showed her how to style wigs that made her feel confident. For the first time, Christine felt accepted. Her social status changed almost overnight. She started attending parties, gaining attention, and even earned the nickname Miss Irresistible from classmates. On the outside, it looked like Christine's life was finally coming together. But beneath the surface, something darker was forming. Christine soon reconnected with an older boyfriend, Christopher Snyder, who was 21 years old. Snyder had a criminal record, a history of drug abuse, and a strong influence over Christine. Their relationship was intense and unhealthy, leading them down a dark path. Christine, still emotionally fragile, became deeply attached to him. What started as rebellion quickly spiraled into addiction. Their world became filled with paranoia, desperation, and reckless decisions. On the night of July 18, 2003, Christine and Snyder drove to Tiffany Rowell's home in Clear Lake, Texas. They made a simple and horrifying plan to confront Tiffany and Rachel. Inside the house were 4 people: Tiffany Rowell, Rachel Colorutis, Marcus Priscilla, and Adelbert Danny Sanchez. What followed was brutal and unforgivable. Snyder shot 2 of the victims. Christine shot Tiffany and Rachel, the same girls who once helped her feel beautiful and accepted. Rachel was still alive after being shot and tried to call 911 for help. Christine walked over to her to make sure she could not survive. After the murders, Christine did not flee in panic. Instead, she was dropped off at her shift at Walgreens as if nothing had happened, leaving 4 people dead behind her. The crime shocked the community, but the investigation went cold. Police found no immediate suspects. For years, the case remained unsolved. Families of the victims were left without answers. Police released sketches, hoping someone would come forward, but nothing stuck. 3 years passed, and the murders slowly faded from the headlines. In 2004, Christine entered rehab for heroin addiction. While there, she met Stanley Justin Rott, another recovering addict. The 2 married in 2005 and attempted to build a new life together. Christine inherited money from a trust fund, bought a condo, and tried to move on. But guilt doesn't disappear that easily. One night, Christine and her husband were watching television when a news report aired about the still unsolved Clear Lake murders. Police sketches appeared on screen. The story reopened wounds Christine had tried to bury. Overwhelmed, she confessed everything to her husband: the planning, the shootings, the aftermath. Instead of turning her in, the couple panicked. They fled to Texas, hiding in a motel for months while sinking deeper into drug abuse. What finally broke the case wasn't technology or police work. It was a confession Christine had made years earlier. While in rehab, she had told another patient about the murders. That man lived with the secret for years before finally contacting authorities. In July 2006, he reported Christine to police, providing details only the killer would know. Police tracked Christine and her husband to a motel and arrested them. When news of the arrest reached Christopher Snyder, he fled. Days later, he was found dead in the woods after overdosing on more than 200 pills. Authorities ruled his death a suicide. Christine Paolilla stood trial in 2008. Because she was a minor at the time of the murders, she was not eligible for the death penalty. The jury found her guilty of 4 counts of capital murder. She was sentenced to life in prison, with the possibility of parole decades later. 4 lives were lost: Tiffany Rowell, Rachel Colorutis, Marcus Priscilla and Danny Sanchez. What began as insecurity, addiction, and manipulation ended in irreversible tragedy. Christine's story remains a chilling reminder of how quickly vulnerability can turn into violence, and how the desire to belong can take a deadly turn when it collides with drugs, control, and unchecked desperation. Subscribe for more true crime video.